Welcome back to Annie on Idol. This is actually episode 4. It should be episode 5, but I really failed at doing it from my parents' basement last week. Or are you distracted by the Fantasia Barrino cornucopia I have on my head? I was in New York and I just never got around to it. I'm sorry. But this is number 4.5? 4.5. Tonight, I'm going to be recapping the top 9 performance show. Theme tonight was Rock and Roll Hall of Fame week. It promised to be a good night. It was mostly okay. Half the performances I liked, half of them were mostly forgettable to me, but I'll let you know all of that coming up right now. Jacob started off the night, which to me indicated one thing in particular. His Idol run is over. Hasta la vista, baby. You're out! Do not pass go. Do not collect $20. They've done what they wanted to do with him, which is get him on tour, keep him in the performance shows for a little bit, shaking his hips, but he's clearly not someone that the producers want to win, and they want him to go on further, so they put him at the beginning of the night to sort of start his decline. Tonight, Jacob performed Man in the Mirror. I'm stuck in with the man in the mirror. Oh. The performance overall fell flat for me. To be the theme of his performance, and most of his performances, is falling flat. It was cool that he was singing and dancing with the background singers, but didn't really do it for me. I think it's good enough for a bottom 3 trip. He might actually be going home. He's one of my top 2 choices to go home. I even made my bed for you guys. Haley went second tonight, which was a little bit frightening for me as someone who really likes her. I think the Idol producers are doing the same thing to her that they're doing with Jacobs. They're just setting her to go probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Why I love her. Last week's failed attempt at a video, I actually rocked some Reinhardt red on my lips. Also don't know if you can tell I'm rocking a little Haley Reinhardt red today. And her performance was very polarizing. I personally loved it. I love how she uses her voice. So this makes me sound like a hypocrite because I don't like the way that Casey growls, but I like how she does it. It's my show. I can be biased however I want to be. So you could sit back, hate, and have a Coke. It was quite an inspired song choice. I think it sounded really good with her voice. So biased. I wish that she had just gotten, like, ugly with it. You know, she kind of was doing a little bit of this. Janis Joplin, if you watch some of the old performances, she was just, like, her face was just gross. But it was just because there was so much soul in her voice that she couldn't function the other parts of her body properly. And that's what I wanted to see from Haley. I don't know if she exactly delivered it. I thought it was a great vocal, but we'll see. She really did split America when she needed that another punch to keep her going strong off of last week. I went too far with the beard, right? The hair was good. I just went too far with the beard. My true nemesis, Casey Abrams, pulled out one of the oldest tricks in the Idol book. Yes, chapter 9. 'Tis a good one. You just see it time and time again with contestants who've had 1 or 2 bad weeks in a row. They just go back to that one spot on performance they had and replicate everything. As soon as he was there with the bass, I was like, oh God, there's no way he's going home. I stand on what I said about him last week. When he gets into his growl, it was more controlled and vocal this time. I'll give that to him. He can't hold a note. Like, as soon as he holds it for anything longer than a 1.5 seconds, it starts to go either sharp or starts to go flat. I gotta give him props, though, because I do like that CCR song. My college roommate was obsessed. We used to listen to it all the time. And he really did a good job, but I don't think he's a strong enough singer to warrant anything better than a 6th place finish. Hey guys, it's time for Lauren. L-U-A-R-I-N. In Thea Magee's absence, Lauren Alaina has taken the throne of uninspired and terrible song choices. And guys, if you keep me around next week, I promise to sing Hey Soul Sister. She couldn't have picked a worse song. She couldn't have. She's too young for that song. And I'm the biggest proponent of you're never too young if you sing the song well. But I was uncomfortable watching her. And you know I have no shame, so it must have been awkward. Slezak, God bless him, I love you, Slezak, said this on his show about Thea, that it was like she was just learning things to get an A. And she's up there trying to get an A. And that's what I felt. The performance was completely uninspired. She looked so flat and dead up there. She had, like, how do I even explain this haircut she had? Billy Ray Cyrus's mullet, like Sanjaya pony hawk action with like a Snooki puff here. Wynonna Judd in there. Like 1998 Justin Timberlake cornrows on the side. Literally the most horrific thing I've seen on Idol this year. And I watched all the audition episodes, so you know that's saying something. It would actually be my choice for the shock bottom 3 of this week. Ah, yes, Chapter 10. Crying about your family to get votes. A very well-practiced one. This Idol trick takes you all the way back to season 1. Nikki McKibben was rocking this move all the way to the top 3. She trolled her way to the top 3 with this move. That's why you know they still use it. Oh, it was bad. Mostly uninspired, average performance. He cried on camera for his son and his fiance and his family, and it was like, ugh, they did it with Michael Sarver in season 8. And as soon as they cry for the kids, you know, America's picking up the phone to vote for him. He'll stay because he engaged in American Crydle, and that's probably the only reason why. I realized up to this point that I never referred to Scotty McCreery as just Scotty. I always call him Scotty McCreery. From now on, make a concerted effort to only call him Scotty. Not a big surprise he sang Elvis tonight. Our boy Scotty doesn't like to surprise the American people. Love that it was another excuse to show him as a child Elvis impersonator. To me, that was quite hilarious. I mean, it was one of those that made me think that if he ever came to the New England Country Music Festival, I would love to have a floor seat to see him. The only thing I would change about him is the way that he holds his microphone. It's like he's a young Luke with a lightsaber. Dun, 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 dun. Scotty McCreery. That's the only thing I would change. Stop holding your mic like a lightsaber. Hold it like a microphone. That's all you need to do. Pia! Lord help me God, whenever she told me she was going to sing River Deep Mountain High. Half of me is sad because I know a good portion of the American Idol audience is at home being like, oh my God, I can't believe she's covering Glee. But I love me some Tina Turner, and as soon as I heard she was singing Tina, I already started getting my heaven hands high. But as soon as she started singing, it was like a full resurrection of my hands. And I was just finding the Lord with my palms. So good. And even when they put her in that, like, another unisuit with cow spots, unisuit, why? Even in that fugly unisuit, she just worked it. She's not really the most original or the best performer out there. You know, she kind of just walks around the stage and is very pretty. Part of me does wish that she was a little bit more energetic and maybe did this. But even still, it was fabulous. It was amazing. So good. Of the contestants, Stefano's really the only expendable one left. So I was really mad that he didn't have a bad performance this week because I really wanted him to go. I don't think he'll be in the bottom 3. It was solid enough to keep him out, and so are his looks. I'm mad at him for not doing badly, so I'm just gonna cut him. Again, because he just bores me. So biased. Paul McDonald was like straight up awesome tonight. I feel like with Paul, I go between loving everything about him and literally despising everything about the performance. Everything was working for him. He was out there playing like it was a concert. He had like his wacky like leg thing going on. A lot of Idol bloggers will throw around the term, it felt like I was at a so-and-so concert. But that was the most authentic concert-like performance I have seen on that show ever. And it was fun to watch. And I was just sitting there kind of like, and I enjoyed everything about it. You know, 4 for you, Paul Coco. You go, Paul Coco. That concludes Annie on Idol for tonight. I'll try to get one up early tomorrow, no promises. But if you want, you can follow me on Twitter. I go by Annie, L, the letter L, Kozak, K-O-Z-A-K. Or you can follow me on Tumblr. I'll have the links down there. You know, people know how to do these clickable links. They're usually in the corners. I don't, so I'm not going to do them. Just look beneath if you want to follow me anywhere. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to point down here like everyone on YouTube does, because apparently that means subscribe to my channel. Do that if you really like what you're seeing. Post links to your friends. I will see you tomorrow. Hasta la vista, baby.